Hello, Illuminated Souls. I'm Bria Andrioni.
And I'm Tina Demore. Welcome to the Shamans After Dark podcast.
We hope you'll join us every Monday where we will be discussing different life topics looking through the shamanic lens. We'll be offering journey prompts for those listeners who know how to perform a shamanic journey. And we'll also be offering some guided meditations related to these topics for listeners who don't have any journeying experience, but kind of want to be able to deep dive into it a little bit. We also plan to be sharing some wisdom from our helping spirits that they share with us around these topics. So we'll be calling What Spirit Has to Say segments. And our intention is to build community amongst our listeners who we hope may find comfort, support, and connection when facing the challenges of life in a body.
Yes, that is our real intention here. And we also want to address, what is shamanism? Archaeologists and anthropologists think shamanism is about 100,000 years old. It is not from one specific place. It's from every continent. There are core techniques used all over the world, varying by culture, that are amazingly powerful. And another technique that's used all over the world is using a rhythmic sound, such as drums, rattles, bells, didgeridoos, click sticks, you name it, that allows your brain to go into a theta state, and that allows your spirit to fly into the shamanic worlds in order to work with specific beings called helping spirits to bring back healing or information on behalf of the community. And that includes humans and non-humans alike. So a shaman isn't really doing any of the healing. He or she simply brings that through. And traditionally, the strength of the shaman's work is found in the deep bonds the practitioner forms with his or her helping spirits. So, Brie, how did you get into shamanism?
I stepped into shamanism, it's been about a decade ago now. I was going through a really challenging time in my life. I felt really disconnected from myself. And I guess you could say I was having a dark night of the soul, so to speak. I was really struggling. And I had stumbled across a video of Sandra Ingerman talking about core shamanism and the healing benefits that can happen from that practice. And I was completely intrigued. It just really resonated for me. And I found a teacher and, I just kept studying. I've had some amazing teachers over the last few years. And, just stepping into this practice was a homecoming for me, really. I just really enjoy being able to be of service to my community and to others through this work. And it's just been life-altering for me. How about you, Tina?
So I sort of had a similar experience of Dark Night of the Soul. I had a very severe illness. I was in a wheelchair. It was a mysterious illness at that point. Took about 2.5 years to diagnose, but at that point, after 2.5 years, I was at nursing home level of care. I had near-death experiences, and this went on for 7 years. And so shamanism sort of was my safety or my savior. The practice was, like you said, home to me. It was my homecoming. And the first journey I ever did, I said, oh my gosh, I am home. And so I am no longer sick. I'm no longer in a wheelchair. I'm no longer at nursing home level of care. I've been practicing for about the same time, about over a decade as you have. And I am, as you imagine, I'm passionate about helping people get to the root cause of issues that can be shifted in the spirit world, to help them live a life that feels aligned and healthy. And I also love teaching others who find that this beautiful ancient practice helps them navigate life in a body in our modern time. So important. So I'm going to address the elephant in the room. The title for our podcast is Shamans After Dark, and it was given to us by our helping spirits. Bree and I are both trained shamanic practitioners and teachers, but we do not refer to ourselves as shamans. It is seen as bragging. We do refer to ourselves as practitioners and teachers, but the community, if we are successful in helping them, may refer to us as shamans if we help them and we are successful in bringing back information and healing to them from the spirit world.
Yeah, but we generally don't go around saying, I'm a shaman, It's definitely not. I always get squirmy when someone says, oh, you're a shaman. I'm like, no, shamanic practitioner.
Me too. Yeah. I believe that that's sort of, especially in our Western culture where there's sort of like this instant gratification thing, it's sort of giving the idea that you have arrived and there's no more growing to do. And that simply isn't true. When you're on a true shamanic path, you are always being initiated. It is a constant Ouroboros, constant rebirthing.
Yeah, you're constantly learning. I mean,
Yeah.
I not only by my helping spirits, but I'm always looking to learn more. I'm just so intrigued. There is, I don't feel like no end. I'm sure I will be learning and growing until the day I stop drawing breath, you know.
That's what I love about this work. It's a continual growth. It's as expansive as the universe is.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's amazing. Again, it was a homecoming. It was life changing for me to come into this work.
Me too.
And I'm just always grateful and humbled when working with clients or students that just seeing what can happen and come up
Mhm.
is mind blowing.
And that's exactly what, to me at least, shamanism is. It is a continually humbling experience. And so when we say that we're shamans, I don't feel like that's humble. I feel like, yeah, I've got this, I've arrived, and I'm this enlightened being. And, we might have enlightening ideas from our helping spirits, but we're always at a continual initiation process, a rebirthing and regrowing process. So,
Yes. And I feel like they gave us this Shamans After Dark podcast title as to remind us to keep it fun. That's our
yes.
goal with this podcast as well, is to keep it
Mhm.
fun, and dive into some topics and share our thoughts. And
Right. And the other piece is that shaman traditionally went into the darkness, went into their proverbial cave to speak and commune with the spirits. And then when that initiation was ready or done or finished, to come out in a transformed way. So that's sort of why they gave us this name, Shamans After Dark.
well, we're looking forward to being on this podcast journey with all of you, and we hope you'll join us. And
Yes, we are. So until next time, keep shining your light.